All right, welcome to our explainer. Today we're going to take a deep dive into something really interesting, the TWIMPT Institute. It's this fascinating organization based out of Trieste that's offering a pretty radical blueprint for personal freedom.
So let me just start by asking you something. Do you ever feel, stuck? Kind of like you're running on a hamster wheel just following a script that maybe somebody else wrote for your life?
Well, that feeling, that script, that's what the Institute calls the rat race. It's that path that so many of us are told to follow, right? And they argue it often leads to a life of stress and just dissatisfaction. A life where we're constantly chasing happiness but never quite seem to catch it.
So what's their alternative? Well, the TWIMPT Institute's big vision is to build what they call a new parallel world. It's this whole self-sufficient ecosystem designed to help people get back in the driver's seat of their own lives. And this vision is all built on 3 core pillars.
Okay, and this slide gets to the absolute heart of their whole philosophy. It's this fundamental distinction they make. They argue that you are a sovereign human being, your living, breathing essence, and that's totally separate from your legal personality or your role, like a tax number or a citizen, which is created and controlled by the state. Getting this separation is the cornerstone of everything they teach, because that's the key to reclaiming what they say are your inherent rights.
So everything they do is built on these 3 pillars: denaro, or money, diritto, which is law, and Dio, or spirit. The whole goal is to empower you financially, legally, and spiritually, so you can become autonomous and really conscious of your own power.
Okay, so this isn't just some abstract philosophy. To make it real, the Institute has laid out a super clear 5-level journey to freedom. Let's walk through it.
And here it is. This is the whole roadmap, laid out perfectly. It's a progressive path that's designed to take you from just that initial spark of awareness all the way to becoming an active creator within this new community.
It all starts, of course, with that very first crucial step.
Level 1. They call it the awakening, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's that big aha moment when you realize that the life you've been living is maybe just a social construct and that another way is actually possible. Yeah, the whole point here is a massive shift in how you see things. It's about looking at something like Bitcoin and not just seeing a risky investment, but a tool for financial control. It's about understanding you're more than just an administrative role, and importantly, accepting full responsibility for your own growth.
All right, so let's move on to level 2. This is where all that theory really starts to get practical.
So once you've had that awakening, the next big focus is money. And the goal here is to give you the actual tools and the right mindset to break free from what they call wage slavery.
This level is all about doing. It's not just theory anymore. They teach this mindset of ethical wealth, and they use tools like the cash flow game, which is pretty cool because it lets you practice investment strategies without any real-world risk. This is also where they introduce their local crypto economy, giving you a real, tangible way to build financial independence outside the old system.
So after you start getting a handle on the money side of things, the journey starts to get even deeper, moving into the realms of law and, yourself.
And the sequence here is really important. See, level 3 is all about asserting your sovereign identity, using what they call the hierarchy of laws to defend yourself. But then, and this is key, level 4 is about making sure all that new power is balanced with inner work. Things like studying energy systems like chakras and healing emotional wounds, so that ego doesn't just take over.
In all this work, it all leads up to the 5th and final level of the journey. At this point, the whole game changes. The focus shifts from your own individual learning to collective action. You're not really a student anymore. You're an active co-creator of this new parallel world, contributing your skills to the community. So you might be asking, how does this new world actually work? Like, what are the real practical tools they're using to build this alternative economy? Well, at the very heart of their system, they've got 3 of their own local cryptocurrencies. And I love this. They're named after old Triestian words for money. You've got Pila for your everyday payments, Borrow for savings and investment, and Flika for innovation and digital projects. The whole point is to create a closed-loop, decentralized economy where value is created and shared right there inside the community.
And just look at this table. It says it all, right? It really drives home their whole community-first philosophy. For each coin, an incredible 90% of the tokens go directly to the community. That's huge, and it reinforces the idea that this economy is really built for and by its members.
But here's the thing. This is not just some digital idea or an online course you take. The whole thing, the philosophy, the path, the economic tools, it's all grounded in a real physical community.
The TWIMT Institute actually has a physical hub, a study center, right there in Trieste. It's a real place where they host events and workshops, a space where members can actually connect face-to-face and bring this whole vision to life.
So when you boil it all down, the entire philosophy of the TWIMT Institute really comes down to this one single powerful question. It's a challenge, really. It asks you to think about how you define yourself. Are you just a role, a number assigned to you by a system? Or are you a sovereign individual with the power to create your own reality? It's a big question. What's your answer?